Hello, everyone. School S Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. I'm here for the lovely Libra Collective, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. We are going to tune into the energy of the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces happening August 28th, 2026. So, in just a few days, I have pulled the tarot tokens, the moon, and the high priestess as they both connect to Piscean energy. And we're going to be delving into what the whole vibe is, right? What sort of energy is this eclipse bringing in? How do we work with it? Eclipses are great too for having to release something. Is there anything we need to release? What sort of energy is it bringing with it in the form of, secrets being revealed, playing off that high priestess moon energy? What sort of mysteries could be solved, secrets, or what sort of lessons will it bring in? So this could pertain to any area of your life. So money, career, self, love, relationships, all that. So let's get some Moonology cards. The decks I use are down below. And do remember, it's a general reading. You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. Take what resonates and leave the rest. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. And I think I might include messages for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus if we have time there at the end, okay? All right, so. The end of a tough cycle approaches. That is so perfect. And the reason I say that is this just came up in your weekly reading. Just came up in your weekly reading. And by the way, the High Priestess came out on her own when I drew from the bag. So this is real. All right. It's all real. And by the way, speaking of real, if you've been feeling like sort of in an emotional storm, something brewing, or your daily routine feels like it's like kind of falling apart or undergoing construction, this is because we're stepping into that energetic portal of the Pisces lunar eclipse. Okay. It's going to target things like habits, health, relationships for a lot of us. It's going to feel very emotional. It could feel overwhelming. Honestly, it could feel a bit exhausting, but often closing doors is. Don't let your past hold you back. Exactly. You're freeing yourself, getting unstuck if you've been stuck. The eclipse is going to possibly blur the lines a bit for some. Okay. So it could be, like I said, kind of, you could be one of the reasons I think that intuitively the question of what sort of mysteries or secrets could be revealed is I feel like there's just been a lack of clarity. And so you could really be seeking clarity at this time. All right. So there could be also an urge to just really kind of zone out, kind of space out and not really tend to things like daily responsibilities. You could be kind of wanting to go more into fantasy land rather than deal with the day to day. For whatever reason, that's what I'm getting. All right, so what else do we have? A win-win outcome is forecast, and on the bottom it says full moon in Libra. So that's awesome. So not letting our past hold us back. The end of a type cycle approaches. That's so far what this vibe is all about, and a win-win outcome is forecast. That could be one of the gifts it's bringing with us, but we could find out more about that, of course. You could find out one of the secrets or mysteries that it's showing is like that your past has been holding you back in some way. So the eclipse is going to, we think of the high priestess, we think of the moon, Piscean energy. You could be stepping behind that veil like the high priestess, right? And you're being urged to trust what your body and your gut tell you. Trust your higher knowing. That's part of the lesson of this eclipse. So, but to get the wisdom, you're going to have to go through the moon, right? The place of illusion, of fear, where things are hiding, the mysteries, the secrets. That's why I wanted to have that as a question. So if you've been, kind of not just neglecting, but like romanticizing or neglecting reality, that's going to be exposed. So prepare for boundaries to be tested. What do you need to release? Oh, this is Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm already asking that question, right? So the moon's going to help illuminate shadows, and it's going to make us look at the reality of who and what is draining our spirit and what we need to release. The ultimate lesson for you, Libra, is going to be about integrating balance, harmony, as usual, right? Higher ideals, setting a higher standard, maybe. Because like the high priestess, you have the keys. You already know that came up in your last reading. Like you know what you need to do. A lot of you. So it's time to take control of any sort of situation. Might be boundary settings, protect your own energetic self, right? Your well-being. Stop with the people pleasing. If it's draining us, if it's at our own expense. Let's get into some tarot. We will use the Cottage Magic Tarot by Anne Shen. So the end of a tough cycle. Give us clarity on that. Whoops. Clarity. Your weekly readings post Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And then I always do a midweek reading now on Wednesdays. Oh, Four of Wands. Perfect. All right. Four of Wands. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So look at that. I mean, they're crossing that threshold there. They are accomplished some sort of victory here. This is amazing. This is celebration. If you've been feeling a lack of support or stability, it is now here. So stepping into a much more secure future, something that feels much more, more solid, right? Less shaky, you know? It's meeting your goals. What else do we have? Give us some clarity, please, on the Four of Wands. No, let's actually just go all the way across first. All right, so don't let your past hold you back. Okay, so accomplishment, don't let your past hold you back. Justice, look at that. Truth coming out here. That's what I feel like some of you are, that is the truth you're facing, like that the past maybe has been holding you back in some way, and you're honoring that and moving forward. It's like not, you don't have badger yourself over it or anything, but just it's time to move forward, right? Taking accountability, realizing there was a reason, a season for certain things, getting the clarity now, clarity of mind. Although I will tell you, this eclipse does not feel like you're going to get immediate clarity. It feels like things are going to feel kind of hazy. If you remember back, we had another lunar eclipse. Was it last year in September? I don't remember, but I know it was quite a doozy for the empaths, myself included. It was very there was a lot. It was good though. In the end, it felt good. So so one way to help yourself through this and get the clarity is to let go. Let it go. 3 little words, right? Let it go. Let them go. Let it go. Whatever you need to do to release yourself from anything that's weighing you down, that's keeping your scales from being balanced, right? Anything here keeping your scales from being balanced, that's what we're going to release. That's what we're going to, because we need to level things out, right? Also, holding yourself in high regard and with integrity is really important. So the outcome's going to be fair. That's that win-win forecast. But you're going to want to make decisions based on your truth, your higher knowledge too, even with the High Priestess. Then you have the Three of Teacups. So this is a celebration here. The win-win forecast is clarified by a card of collaboration, celebration. Yep, coming together, raising a glass. Maybe people will be, raising their cup in your honor. It's about coming together. Balance, right? Can have to do with that. But joy overall, this is good vibes. This is good things coming your way. With that win-win or win-win forecast and Three of Cups. And so what do we need to release here? What sort of blocks? Stubborn energy, even I'm feeling that, any sort of stubbornness. Wheel of Fortune. Wow. What do we need to release? My goodness. Some of you releasing the idea that, your destiny is set in stone in like if it's in a restrictive way, right? There are changes coming, okay, whether it's in love or career or just anything in general. Everything comes in cycles. The high priestess is aware of that. She has the phases of the moon on her crown. So this is about you changing your fortune. This is taking an opportunity, making the best new beginning for yourself after that tough cycle has ended. This is letting me know, yeah, I mean, that the Wheel of Fortune is a 10, which is like, completion, accomplishment. It goes, but then when we reduce it in numerology, it goes down to a 1, which is then, you close one door and another one opens, right? A better one opens. This is about if you've been feeling, unprepared, having more stability come in. Okay, this is the winds of change being to your advantage, right? The winds change and things that have been bothering you, maybe they blow over. For some reason, I'm getting like a winds of change kind of energy. It's literally what I'm hearing clairaudiently. And if you're worried about something, how it's going to turn out, it's like, oh, this will blow over. It'll pass. Okay. So if someone's, their feathers are ruffled, for example, based on you needing to end something, release something, or change a dynamic, whether it's a relationship or a financial term or agreement or something, they'll get over it. And so will you. Okay. That's the energy I'm feeling off of these cards. So we don't want to try to manifest or force any sort of new relationship or project, because eclipse energy is kind of like we need to surrender. Okay, think hanged man kind of energy. We want to channel the high priestess stillness and just notice what naturally is going to fall out of your life right now. All right. And another bit of advice here is protect your peace. All right. You need to maybe reclaim your energy here from any sort of dynamic or connection situation that's had you feeling guilty or stuck, right? Anything that's had that wheel stuck, we're trying to unstick that energy now. Tell us more. End of a tough cycle, 4 of Candles for Libra. Death and transformation. There you go. I mean, it doesn't get more clear than that, does it? There it is. So you're moving into a whole new direction. It's like, again, that energy of transformation. It's focusing on that new day dawning, though, right? There may be unexpected change. You are going to have to let go. You are going to have to release something. You're closing a cycle because you can't go into the future where you want to head with what you have currently necessarily. Not everything, right? So this is about changing views, even changing your money mindset, changing the way even you look at relationships or the way you view yourself. Okay. You're releasing beliefs that do not serve you. And you're connecting to a higher pathway, a higher existence. Look at that. The higher energy right there, the sun coming through. That's what we focus on. You have the moon, we have the sun. All right. If something's felt mysterious too, again, I feel like we're going to cut to some clarity here. But but we have to I feel like we have to wait for the energy to pass. Like it can't be, necessarily like, it's not necessarily going to be like clarity today at the eclipse, it might take a little while for that energy to shift. But I feel like if there's any sort of dizzying energy or blurriness now, that will clear. Okay. It will clear. It will pass. So yeah. But again, we have to wait for the energy to kind of transform a little bit. Probably by the time we get to our birthday season though, right? So I'd give it a few weeks even after the eclipse for things to really, you'll have a much better clarity then. Okay. Under justice, we have the Queen of Biscuits. I love how they do biscuits. Oh, biscuits. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles, very fertile, stable energy. But again, it's once we have that balance, things right now may be feeling a bit out of balance. Reality could even seem a little warped. Okay. Making sure you're not holding on to illusions. Okay. You want to be very grounded, very practical. This is a very sort of like, you do the work, you get the reward sort of energy. Okay. So that you got to make sure you take care of yourself and your environment. Okay. That's very important with this message coming in. Clarify win-win outcast or forecast. Outcast. The Magician. All right. So again, another card of like focusing on your environment. That includes your internal environment. It includes things like foods, what you're watching, everything. Okay. The group you're with, all of that. So, because this is a really great time to be manifesting, focusing on resourcefulness, focusing on applying your knowledge, using your skills, using your resources to bring it in, as above, so below, right? Bringing it into existence. And it may require for some of you that you're going to be working with a group, in a group. I'm just getting a lot of group vibes here. Okay, this is about you definitely being ready to show your full potential. That could be another thing that you're not just releasing, but you're unleashing. So we're unleashing, thinking about that, the domesticated dog and the wild wolf. Like, it makes me think, what are we unleashing? You could be unleashing your full potential. I'm going to add that to our questions. Like, what are we unleashing? For you, it could be your full potential. And also, I'm getting this thing about, again, like self-care, self-love. All right. What do you need to release? Clarify. Also release the fact that we can't control everything, right? But also releasing the illusion that we can't control anything. So it's going to need to be a balance, right? It's like control the things you can and surrender to what you can't, and have faith, All right. Oh my gosh. Have faith, all will be well. Look at all the major arcana cards you have. This is incredible. So we have the Empress, ultimate fertility. We go from the Queen of Biscuits to the Magician. We start using our potential. We're bringing it in. We use our resources. We use our connections. And boom, Empress. There's our harvest. There's the beauty. There's the fertility. There's the creativity. There's the independence. There's that fulfillment. Creation. Amazing. But again, it's release control. Going with the flow. She goes with the flow, right? She doesn't force nature. She can't force the sun. She can't force the water source. But she's comfortable. She knows. She has faith. She knows she's done this before. She's done something hard before. You've all done hard things. I guarantee it. You've all had hard times, right? We all have. It's like, again, part of the cycles of life here. And so, yes, endings and beginnings. Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is for sure abundance. And it's trusting yourself and trust the universe. And also, again, another reminder, take good care of you, of yourself. Very important. Can't stress it enough, it seems. Right? Particularly during this energy that can feel pretty destabilizing at times with eclipses. It really can. Especially, I find the ones in the water signs are just even more so. That's how, but be very mindful of the messages and intuitive guidance and synchronicities and things like that you're getting at this time. Trust your dreams, write things down, pay attention to your body, to your environment, right? Okay. So I think for a Libra sun, if you're a Libra sun, the eclipse is going to shine a spotlight on your daily routine, okay, on your physical health, on your well-being. Okay. So any area where there's been fatigue or the cause of it, it could be revealed to you. Okay, anything like that. For Libra moons, I would say if there's anything you've been suppressing in any way, anything emotional. So if you tend to sweep feelings under the rug to keep the peace or something like that, I feel like this is going to bring all that. Like if there's resentment, it'll bring it to the surface. Okay. And then it'll show you more like how to effectively work with your feelings, like High Priestess and Moon combined. Yeah. So how to work with your feelings and not escape them. Not that you are, but just how to work with emotions or even your intuition better. If you're a Libra rising, it feels like anything that seems fake is going to be revealed. So, because your energy comes through as like chameleon, like you're able to adjust and adapt, but I feel like you do it to make other people comfortable, maybe. And I think Libras of any kind can do this. We do this, but particularly a Libra rising, it feels like you're going to show you'll be revealed like what no longer fits you or suits you, anything that's inauthentic. I feel like that veil is going to come down. If there's any mask either with you or someone else, that comes down, because you're going to change the environment now, it feels like. And if you're Libra Venus, any sort of illusion, confusion, or anything you've been romanticizing as far as maybe relationships, it feels like, again, with you too, it's trusting your gut about a certain person and not choosing something temporary just to keep the harmony. It's like making sure you're choosing something with long-term peace at the forefront. All right. So it doesn't matter, whatever your placement, we don't want to try to force or manifest anything that's like forceful, right? We want to channel the high priestess, kind of step back, protect the boundaries, take care of ourselves, not feel bad saying no, right? Set the boundaries and let the universe clear anything out that has been draining, destructive, disrespectful, harmful, all that, okay? Just making sure we're trusting the process here, this transition. It does feel very much like a big transition kind of energy. All right, let's get some final cards here. I want to get some advice from Spirit here. But you have Justice, Wheel of Fortune, Empress, Magician, and Transformation Death card. And there are only 8 cards, and 5 of them, and then the ones you do have that aren't, it's like 3 of Teacups, celebration, 4 of Candles, accomplishment, Queen of Biscuits, like more fertility and abundance. This is amazing. So looking really good. If you enjoy this reading, please do like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. All of it helps. Thanks. So think it through. But it was in reverse. This might sound strange, but it's like, maybe think it through, set a timer on how long you allow yourself to analyze something right now. There's got to be a balance between feelings and thoughts right now. We don't pressure it, right? We don't want to pressure ourselves. Like, I've got to come up with a solution right now. I don't know. It might be tough. Take inspired action. I'm going to tell you, some of you may not want to take action right now. That's what I'm getting. Some of you are probably like, nope, I need this energy to clear. It feels very transitional. So yeah, could be, right? You can always let me know in the comments. And then assess the situation. Yeah, I do feel you're going to want some clarity before you move forward. Absolutely. That is really good advice, I feel. Okay. Let's also get some angel numbers for you. Did we answer all our questions? Let me look at our questions. Yeah, what will it feel like? Oh, yes. What will it teach us? Yes, we have that. What it'll teach us. We answered the mysteries, how to work with the energy. Yes, we've talked about that. And then it's going to unleash your full potential. All right, 77. So inner wisdom. So connect in with your spirituality and intuition. More advice about how to work with this energy, what it can teach us. It's going to teach you, I think, for a lot of you that your intuition is sound. You can trust your intuition, and that fears were an illusion. I feel like that's going to be part of it, and that maybe your past has been holding you back, but it's like you're gonna know how to address that, because again, when you're doing cleanup in aisle 5, it's going to, in aisle 10 is going to be much more enjoyable, because you don't have to worry about anymore what's going on in aisle 5. I don't know why I'm using that reference, but divine intervention. The universe has heard your request. Yep. The universe has heard your request. So let's see, anything else. I think you're going to get some lessons in trust. That could be too. Let's get Galactic Angel message. More advice from Spirit of any of the questions about how it could feel, what it could teach us, the mysteries, secrets, how to work with it. Ask yourself, how will today shape my future? You have the opportunity to make a difference today. So is what you're doing now in alignment with what you're doing or where you want to go. That's part of what you're changing. Because if it's not, you're making changes, it looks like. Looks like it. Animal cards for the lovely Libra Collective. Please. I'm actually hearing right now, Scout's Honor. So Scout could mean something. If you have a dog named Scout, or if you were a Scout or are a Scout, I don't know, but that's coming in. Also getting something about a trooper, but I now feel like this is connecting me to things like police work, things of that nature. So maybe there's an important message for you. If you have someone in spirit who is into police work, or if you are in that field, thanks for your service. Yeah. So let's see what else we have. What do we have? What do we have, please? And thanks to all of you out there, actually, just for sharing your loveliness with the world and here. Yeah. Links, divine direction. Oh my gosh. Like I said, pay attention to the synchronicities and dreams. It says, notice the signs and synchronicities that appear in your life. Allow them to lead you in the right direction with links. Well, that's what I have for you. I do hope this helped in some way. I want to tune into the energy of the sun. Actually, let's get some sacred wisdom work. I feel like we're not quite over. Let's see. Tell us some more. Tell us more, please. Wide open. The universe is giving you a space of time where you can freely work without hindrance. There's something here about the right path, no blockages. An easy path. Awesome. So limitlessness. And that's funny. I put it right down on top of who? The magician, with the infinity symbol of limitlessness right above their head. So you tapping and tuning into your own potential key. I do want to get a faith and feelings right from the middle. The universe has 3 answers. Yes, not right now. Or I have something better for you. So it's going to be one of those. Looks like. Anything else? The chapter of your life is called The Things I Desire Are No Longer Negotiable. Oh, yeah. Things you desire are no longer negotiable. And you'll never be placed in a storm you can't navigate yourself out of. The universe doesn't want you to break down. It wants you to break free. What a beautiful message. This is the Reckoning Co. Oracle. Faith over feelings. So that's that. That's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Wishing you a very happy Pisces eclipse. See you next time.